Arcology. The city has a single living machine. An arcology is a massive self-contained habitat designed to house a population in a hyper-efficient integrated structure. It is the ultimate expression of urban density and environmental control. The dream is a perfect closed system where work, residence, and recreation exist in a carefully managed balance, minimizing the ecological footprint. The nightmare is a vertical prison, a single point of failure where every aspect of life is monitored and managed by an unseen authority. It is the ultimate triumph of design over chaos, for better or worse. Space opera modernism. The fusion of the epic and the clean. It takes the grand romantic scale of space opera, vast empires, ancient aliens, starship battles, and strips away the greebles and grime. The aesthetic is sleek, minimalist, and almost clinical. Starships are smooth, white, and elegantly lit, like Apple products scaled to planetary sizes. Alien cultures are expressed through pure geometry and subtle lighting rather than rubber prosthetics. It is a vision of the future that is both immense and orderly, where the chaos of the cosmos is tamed by impeccable design. Dark fantasy. Fantasy with the sheen rubbed off. This is a world where magic has a cost, heroes are flawed, and the monsters are not always easily identified. The aesthetic is one of mud, blood, and tarnished silver. Castles are damp and drafty, forests are ancient and predatory, and the gods, if they exist, are capricious or malevolent. It is a genre that explores the shadows that lurks just behind the fairy tale, the psychological toll of adventure, and the grim realities of power in a world where the only true law is that of the sword. Clock punk, a niche within the punk spectrum, focusing on the era of springs, weights, and intricate clockwork. It is the world of complex automatons, analytical engines, and difference engines. The aesthetic is one of precision and visible interlocking complexity. It is a more delicate, more intellectual cousin of steampunk, less about roaring steam engines and more about the quiet, relentless ticking of 1,000 perfectly synchronized gears, all working in concert to perform a single, miraculous function. Tesla punk. The power of lightning harnessed. This aesthetic draws from the life and work of Nikola Tesla, envisioning a world powered by wireless electricity, towering Tesla coils and resonant energy. The visual language is one of arcing electricity, glowing vacuum tubes, and Art Deco designs. It is a future of clean atmospheric power, of fantastic energies dancing in the air. It is less gritty than steampunk and more fantastical than diesel punk, a vision of a world electrified by pure, untamed genius. Afrofuturist. A philosophy and an aesthetic that reimagines the future and alternate realities through a cultural lens centered on the African diaspora. It is the assertion that Black people have a place in space and technology in the far future. It combines elements of science fiction, historical fiction, fantasy, and magic realism with non-Western cosmologies. It is a decolonization of the imagination, creating futures where African cultures have not only survived, but have thrived and evolved, producing their own starships, their own gods, and their own destinies. Subnautical Artifice. The beauty and terror of the manufactured deep. This is the aesthetic of habitats under the sea, not natural coral reefs, but the eerie, silent world of sunken cities, research labs encased in acrylic, and submarines moving like ghosts through canyons of rock and water. The light is diffused and blue. The silence is absolute, broken only by the low creak of metal under pressure. It is a world of immense, crushing beauty and profound isolation where humanity is a guest in a domain it was never meant to inhabit. To commit ego death. The ultimate act of spiritual suicide for the purpose of rebirth. It is not the destruction of the self, but the voluntary dissolution of the ego, the mental construct that says, I am separate. It is the act of letting go of the story you tell yourself about yourself, your name, your accomplishments, your failures, your fears. To commit ego death is to step off the stage of your own personal drama and become part of the audience, the director, and the play itself, all at once. It is a terrifying, liberating surrender to the fact that you are not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop.